Before Surah Yaseen was revealed, the disbelievers challenged the Prophet, who will bring these death bones back to life. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, the one who created it the first time will bring it back again. The Prophet received the command for Hydra, but disbelievers stood at his door. He recited the verses of Surah Yaseen and walked out. They could not see him. In the dusty streets of Antioch, a man was running, breathless, behind him an angry crowd. He knew his words could get him killed, but that day he stood for the truth, supported the messengers, saying, "I have believed in the same Allah they believe in. O my people, follow these messengers who ask you for no reward." Surah Yaseen, known as the heart of the Qur'an, was sent down in Mecca. The tribe of Quraysh did not accept the Prophet's message and denied life after death. Allah sent this surah to soften their hearts and teach them the secret of life and death. It has 83 verses. Allah begins with the letters Yasin. Many scholars say these letters carry a warning. By the Qur'an that is full of wisdom, O messenger, you are one of the messengers. Allah swears by his own word, the Qur'an. The purpose is to say that Prophet Muhammad is a true messenger sent by Allah, and that the path he brings is the only straight path. The Qur'an was sent to speak to humans. When you speak to a small child, you do not use the same style you use with an adult. In the same way, Allah speaks in the Qur'an with a style that humans can understand. Allah's swearing is a way to make people understand the absolute certainty of the message. You are on a straight path. This Qur'an is sent down by Allah to warn a people in heedlessness. The people of Makkah had not seen a prophet for a long time. This verse tells a frightening truth. Some people, because of stubborn choices, have earned punishment. When a person keeps using their free will for evil, the heart closes to the truth. We put iron collars around their necks, reaching to their chins, so their heads are lifted upward. We placed a barrier in front and behind. We covered them, so they cannot see. Their stubbornness and arrogance are like iron collars. Their heads are lifted high, meaning they are too proud to see the truth. You can only warn the one who follows the reminder and who fears Rahman even without seeing him. Give him good news of forgiveness and a noble reward. A person who respects Allah without seeing him and who follows the Qur'an will benefit from the warning. Surely we will bring the dead back to life. We write down everything they do and every trace they leave behind. Resurrection after death is certain. A person dies, but the traces they leave behind continue to live. In the next part of Surah Yaseen, a historical example is given. Many tafseers say this place was Antioch. Out of mercy, Allah sent 2 messengers to the city. When the people rejected them, Allah strengthened them with a 3rd messenger. This shows Allah's mercy. He does not punish immediately, but gives more chances. But the disbelievers used a common excuse. You are just a human like us. You eat food. You sleep. How can you be a messenger? The messengers replied that their duty was only to deliver the message. The people then blamed the prophets for the problems they were facing, such as famine or sickness. This is a scapegoat reaction. The messengers answered strongly. Bad luck does not come from outside. It comes from your own actions and your rejection of the truth. While this was happening, a brave man entered the scene. Many tafsirs identify him as Habib al-Najjar. He came from the far end of the city. This shows that sometimes the truth spreads faster among simple people who are far from the center of power. His argument was very strong. These messengers do not ask you for money or any benefit. If they want nothing from you, why would they lie? This teaches an important lesson. A person who does not expect any payment in this world is the one who speaks sincerely and honestly. This believer defended Tawhid, the oneness of Allah. He explained logically that idols or powerful people cannot protect anyone if Allah wants something to happen. By saying your Lord, he reminded them that Allah is not only his Lord, but also the Lord of those who deny him. Even with serious threats and possible attacks, he spoke about Allah with full courage. His message is, you cannot harm us unless Allah allows it. If something happens to us, we accept it because it happens with Allah's permission. His people attacked him and killed him, and he became a martyr. When his people killed him, he was told, enter paradise. He said, "I wish my people knew that my Lord has forgiven me and honored me." Even at that moment, he felt sad for his people. Now think about it. You are killed and paradise is shown to you. You are happy, yet your heart is still soft and sad because your people do not know the truth. You are not angry at them. Instead, you feel deep mercy for them. This is an amazing level of faith and compassion. Then comes a verse that shakes the heart. We did not send an army from the sky to his people, nor did we need to send one. There was only a single terrible sound, and suddenly they were gone. How sad for my servants. Whenever a messenger came to them, they always made fun of him. These people thought they were powerful, they felt strong, but Allah showed them how small they really were. He did not need an army. They were so weak that even one single sound was enough to destroy them. Allah expresses his sorrow. People always mock the ones who come to save them. The verse also shows that a single sound, a vibration, a blast can destroy a whole group of people. This is also a scientific miracle. At that time, no book had ever explained that people could die all at once by a powerful sound wave. We understood this only with modern science. Allah continues by saying that in the end, all of them will be gathered before him to be judged. Anyone who wants to see that Allah has the power to do all of this should look at the great signs of his power shown everywhere around them. In the next verse, Allah gives an example from nature to those who deny the afterlife. Just as the dead land in winter becomes alive again in spring, humans will also be brought back to life. The verse also points to the connection between Allah's creation and human effort. Fruits grow by Allah's power, but human hands also work on the land. Rizq provision is from Allah, but effort belongs to humans. At the end of the verse, Allah asks, will they not be thankful? Glory be to Allah, who created all pairs from what the earth produces from themselves and from things they do not yet know. The Tafseer says this verse points to a scientific miracle. Not only humans and animals, but plants too are created in pairs, male and female. Things they do not know also refers to many dual systems discovered in modern science. Electricity, positive, negative, atomic forces, matter and antimatter, and many more. Allah, who has the power to create everything in a perfect order, is surely one. He is fully able to bring the dead back to life. Allah did not create these blessings for nothing. He created them as gifts and kindness for the honored guest of this universe, the human being. A person who feels thankful even for a simple cup of water given by another human should at the very least recognize the one who gives all these countless blessings. The night is also a sign for them. We pull the daylight away from it, and suddenly they are left in darkness, and the sun runs on its path. This is the decree of Allah, the one who has absolute power and perfect knowledge. This is the third proof in Surah Yaseen, the amazing creation of night and day. The original state of earth is darkness. Daylight is something temporary. As the earth turns, the part touched by sunlight becomes a thin, moving belt of brightness. The earth spins, the brightness slides, and darkness takes its place. The fourth proof is the sun. The sun is the star that lights our world and is extremely important for life. Our Lord, whose power has no limits, placed the sun on a fixed path. It will stay there until a set time. But this movement will not last forever. The sun also has an appointed end. The distance between the sun and earth is about 150 million kilometers. The sun is about 5 billion years old. It is so large that about 1.3 million Earths can fit inside it. Its surface temperature is about 6,000 degrees Celsius, and its core is about 20 million degrees Celsius. Every second, 564 million tons of hydrogen turn into 560 million tons of helium. The 4 million ton difference becomes energy and spreads out into space as light and heat. The sun is created exactly at the size and force that will benefit life on Earth. But one day the hydrogen in its core will run out. The core will become richer in helium, and as it gets heavier, it will pull its surroundings more strongly. This will lead to the end of the world. The sun is only one of the nearly 200 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy, and the Milky Way is only one of the several hundred billion galaxies seen by modern telescopes. The fifth proof is the moon. Allah the Most High says about the moon, we have set phases for the moon, As it moves through its stages, it finally becomes like the old, dried, curved stalk of a date bunch. The sun cannot catch the moon, and the night cannot overtake the day. Each one of them moves in its own orbit. This verse shows the perfect sensitivity of the cosmic system. The moon is the Earth's satellite and an essential part of life. It moves between the sun and the Earth and reflects sunlight to us during the night. As it travels in its orbit around the Earth, it has different phases. Modern science also confirms that the moon's path is not a perfect circle. One side has a slight inward curve. Although the sun and moon have been moving for billions of years, the sun has never collided with the moon, and night has never overtaken day. All celestial bodies swim in their own orbits until the Day of Judgment. Planets move around the sun moves around the center of the Milky Way, and all stars follow their own orbits. Even this is not the end. Galaxies form clusters, and these clusters also move around central points. The same system exists in the smallest world. Molecules move and vibrate in their own paths. Atoms and their particles move in fixed orbits. Every movement in the universe, from the greatest galaxy to the smallest particle, follows a perfect plan. Then Allah says, "Another sign for them is that we carry their children in heavy ships that float safely, and we created for them many other means of transport like the ships which they ride. If we wish, we could drown them, and they would have no helper and no way to escape. They survive only because of mercy from us, and because we allow them to live until a fixed time. The lifting power of water and the ability to travel are blessings from Allah." The phrase "many things like the ship" can also point to future vehicles. Airplanes, trains, and even spacecraft. During the flood of Noah, Allah did not destroy all of humanity. He saved the believers by carrying them in a full ship so that human life could continue. Some scholars say that the full ship can also mean the bodies of fathers and mothers, because Allah carries the seeds of human life in these safe places, just like a loaded ship. Allah continues, "When they are told, 'Protect yourselves with a life of taqwa, so that you may be worthy of mercy,' they do not pay attention. Whenever a verse from their Lord comes to them, they always turn away from it. And when they are told, 'Give from what Allah has provided for you to the needy,' the disbelievers say to the believers, 'Should we feed those whom Allah would feed if He wanted? Is this our job?' You are clearly in error." These verses explain how disbelievers justify social injustice. They say if Allah wanted the poor to be fed, He would feed them Himself. So why should I give anything? In this way, they use destiny as an excuse for their stinginess. But Allah tests the rich with giving, and He tests the poor with patience. They're also extremely stingy about giving to those in need. When asked to share their wealth, they become upset. It's reported that Abu Bakr used to feed poor Muslims. One day, Abu Jahl met him and said, "Do you claim that Allah can feed these poor people?" Abu Bakr said yes. Abu Jahl replied, "Then why does He not feed them Himself?" Abu Bakr said, "Allah tests some people with poverty and others with wealth. He commands the poor to be patient and the rich to give." Abu Jahl then said, "By Allah, O Abu Bakr, you are clearly confused." The next verses say, "They say, if what you say is true, then when will this promised punishment, the Day of Judgment, come?" They are waiting only for a single terrible sound that will strike them while they are arguing with each other. At that moment, they will not be able to leave a will or return to their families. The coming of the Day of Judgment will be sudden. People will be busy with daily life, trade, arguments, and normal routines when everything will stop instantly. The Prophet said, "Two people will be opening fabric for selling when the Day of Judgment suddenly comes before they can fold it back. A man will be fixing the pool for his animals, but before he can water them, the hour will come. A person will be weighing something in a scale, but before he adds the second weight, the hour will come. A man will raise a bite of food to his mouth, but before he can swallow it, the hour will come. Then the trumpet will be blown, and suddenly they will rush out of their graves and hurry toward their Lord. They will say, 'Woe to us, who has raised us from our resting place?' This is what the Roman promised. The messengers told the truth. The second blowing of the trumpet marks the beginning of resurrection. For the unbeliever's death is like a deep sleep. When they're brought back to life, they wake up shocked. Ali said, People are asleep in this world. When they enter the grave, they wake up. Compared to the hereafter, the world is like a dream. After death, the barrier is lifted and people see reality clearly. Compared to the final life, even the grave is like sleep. The full truth appears only on the day of judgment. The Qur'an says that at the first blowing of the trumpet, everyone will die. At the second blowing, everyone will rise again. When they rise from their graves, they will rush to their Lord for judgment. That day, they will come out of their graves quickly as if running toward a target. Their eyes will be full of fear and humiliation. At that moment, everyone will know with certainty that the afterlife is real and that the prophets were telling the truth. But for those who denied it in the world, their regret will be painful and deep, but it will not help them anymore. On the day of judgment, the people of paradise will enjoy sweet and joyful activities, eating and drinking from the blessings of paradise. They and their spouses will rest in cool shade, sitting comfortably on raised couches. There they will have all kinds of fruits and everything their hearts desire. And from their Lord, the one full of mercy, they will hear the word, "Peace be upon you." The blessed people who earn paradise will not be kept waiting on the day of judgment. Either they will enter without questioning, or they will have a very easy and light judgment. The people of paradise will never experience boredom. They will live in complete joy, peace, and pleasure. All types of fruits and every food or drink they enjoy will be presented to them in abundance. Whatever they want, whatever they desire will be there for them. But the greatest blessing is this: the Lord of infinite mercy will personally greet them and speak to them, as the prophets said. When the people of paradise are enjoying the blessings of paradise, a light will suddenly appear above them. They will look up and see Allah the Most High appearing to them and saying, "O people of paradise, peace be upon you." When they look at Allah, they will forget every other blessing. Nothing they have in paradise will compare to that moment. And when Allah hides himself again, the light and blessing of that meeting will remain with them forever. Now about the miserable state of the disbelievers. The expression eating and drinking from the blessings of paradise comes from the word Fayakoon, which literally means those who enjoy fruits. Here we see another example of the miraculous style of the Qur'an. Fruit is in fact the final product or result of a tree's life. Just as fruit reflects the nature of the tree it grew from, the rewards of paradise reflect the life choices and actions of the believer. Then the disbelievers will be called, "O sinful disbelievers, today separate yourself from the believers and stand aside." On the day of judgment, the rows of believers and the rows of criminals will be separated. Allah will remind them of the promise He gave to humanity. Following Satan does not only mean worshiping him, it also means living by the evil he whispers. The question, "Did you not use your mind?" shows how much Islam values intellect. The road to hell is a road walked with a dead mind, a life without reflection. Then in the next verses, Allah says, "Did I not advise you, O children of Adam, do not worship Satan, for he is your clear enemy, and worship only me. This is the straight path." But he misled many generations from among you. Did you not use your mind? This is the hell you were warned about, since you lived in denial and died, as disbelievers enter it today to burn within it. Since the first human being, Allah has sent prophets to every nation and every community. Through them, He taught people His commands and prohibitions. The foundation of these teachings is as follows. First, preventing harm. This is why Allah first tells us what not to do. Do not serve or obey Satan, because he is the clear enemy of humanity. From the very beginning, he declared his hatred for humans and asked for permission to mislead people until the day of judgment. Hassan Basri said, "If a person has these four protections, Allah will guard him from the evil of Satan. When he desires something strongly, he does not lose control. When he fears something, he does not panic. When his desires rise, he knows how to calm them. When he becomes angry, he avoids acting without thinking." Second, gaining goodness. The source of all goodness is worshiping Allah alone. So the straight path that leads to paradise is sincere worship of Allah. That a person who refuses the message brought by the prophets and also refuses to use the mind Allah gifted him with is being ungrateful to both revelation and natural intelligence. Someone who rejects both the divine message and the gift of reason has no destiny except the fire. Such people will have no valid excuse on the day of judgment. On that day, we will seal their mouths. Their hands will speak to us, and their feet will testify about what they used to do. When these deniers stand before Allah in fear, trying to invent an excuse and defend themselves, their mouths will be sealed. Their own limbs will speak. Their hands will tell what they did, and their feet will testify against them. In Surah Yaseen is described in even more detail. When they stand before the fire, their ears, eyes, and skins will testify against them about everything they used to do. They will say in shock to their skins, "Why are you testifying against us?" Their skins will reply, "The one who made everything speak has made us speak. He created you the first time, and to him you will return." You never expected your ears, your eyes, and your skins to testify against you, and you thought that Allah did not know most of what you were doing. Anas ibn Malik narrates, "We were sitting with the Messenger of Allah when he smiled. Then he said, 'Do you know why I smiled?' We said, 'Allah and his Messenger know best.' He said, 'I smile because of the way a servant will speak to his Lord. The servant will say, 'O my Lord, did you not protect me from injustice?' Allah will say, 'Yes.' Then the servant will say, 'I accept no witness against me except myself.' Then Allah will say, 'Today you yourself are enough as a witness against you, and the noble recording angels are also witnesses.' Then the Prophet continued, 'Allah will seal that person's mouth, and his limbs will be told to speak. His limbs will speak about what he did. Then Allah will allow him to speak again, and he will say to his limbs, 'Stay away from me. I was trying to defend you.' Even though the truth is this clear, people still continue in denial, which is truly surprising. If we willed, we could completely wipe out their eyes and blind them. Then they would run to the path, but how would they see? If we willed, we could change their shapes and freeze them in their places. Then they would not be able to move forward or return. Here Allah turns the scene from the afterlife back to the world, reminding us that this life is a test. Allah created every tool needed for this test: sight, hearing, heart, mind, will, and understanding. He gave humans abilities and freedom far beyond other creatures. If Allah wished, he could, because of their disbelief, take away their sight, and then they would be forced to believe. If he wished, he could strip away their human form, turn them into stone or lost animals, and freeze them in place. Allah is fully able to do all of this, but if he did, the test would lose its meaning. Allah's power to change people, take away their sight, or transform them can be seen clearly in human life itself. Whoever we grant a long life, we reverse him in creation. Do they not understand where they are heading? If a person reflects on his own creation, his childhood, growth, strength, and then weakness in old age, he will clearly see that an endless power is always at work in his life, and that no one can stop it. This verse specifically invites us to think about old age. When we look at elderly people, we see how their creation is reversed. Their backs bend, their teeth fall out, their eyes lose sight, their ears lose hearing, their tongue no longer works smoothly, their hands and feet lose strength, the heart weakens, the stomach struggles to digest. Do humans not think about this journey? Where did they come from, and where are they going? If they think even a little, they will understand that the one who created them has not left them without purpose. That we did not teach the Prophet poetry, nor is it suitable for him. The book we gave him is only a reminder, a clear message. We sent the Qur'an to warn those who are spiritually alive, and so that proof is completed against the disbelievers. The disbelievers called the Prophet a poet to make the Qur'an seem unimportant. Allah rejects this. Poetry is based on imagination and emotion. The Qur'an is based on truth. The aim of the Qur'an is to warn those who are alive in heart, not just physically alive, but those whose minds, conscience, and souls are awake. Whoever looks at the Qur'an with reflection will see that it is nothing like poetry. It is not unclear or imaginary. It is the word of Allah explaining divine truths. The Qur'an is not poetry in either wording or meaning. It does not follow poetic structure or rhyme schemes. Its meanings are not built on emotion, exaggeration, or imagination. Instead, the Qur'an contains wisdom, truth, guidance, and light. The Quran is a book to be recited in worship, followed in daily life, and obeyed in its commands and prohibitions. It awakens those with a living heart, a sound mind, and clean feelings. But those who stubbornly refuse its warnings will have a decree of punishment confirmed against them. Will they not see that we created for them, with our own power, many animals they are able to own them and use them easily? We made these animals subject to their command. Some they ride, and some they eat. They also have many benefits and drinks like milk from these animals. Will they not be thankful? Yet despite this, they take gods besides Allah, thinking these false gods will help them. But these gods cannot help them at all. In fact, these so-called gods need to be protected by their own worshippers. O Messenger, do not be saddened by what they say. We know what they hide and what they make public. Allah reminds people of a great blessing: animals. He made these strong creatures obedient and useful for humans. People ride them, eat their meat, drink their milk, and use their wool and hair to make clothes, carpets, and household items. Animals give humans many basic needs of life, but the idolaters and ungrateful people never appreciate these blessings. Instead, they worship things that cannot benefit them at all. What an irrational situation. People feed their idols, clean them, protect them, and advertise them, yet they believe these powerless statues will somehow help them. These idols cannot even brush away a fly that lands on them. If a fly were to lick honey placed on them, they cannot stop it. Such beings clearly cannot help themselves, let alone help others. Does the human being not reflect that we created him from a single drop of fluid, yet suddenly he becomes a clear enemy to us? He forgets his own creation and brings us an example, saying, "Who will give life to these decayed bones?" Say, the one who created them the first time will give them life again. He knows every kind of creation. This is the strongest closing argument of the surah. A famous incident is mentioned. A disbeliever said to be Ubay ibn Khalaf picked up a rotten bone, crushed it in his hand, and challenged the Prophet by saying, "Who will bring this back to life?" Allah's answer is simple, logical, and powerful. Creating something from nothing is the hardest stage. If Allah created humans the first time out of nothing, then recreating them a second time is far easier. The one who made life the first time can surely bring it back again. It is he who brings out fire for you from the green tree, and from that you light your fires. This verse points to energy transformation. A green wet tree collects sunlight through photosynthesis and stores it as energy. When it dries, that stored energy becomes fire. From two opposites, water and fire, Allah brings life and energy. The one who can bring fire out of fresh green, can also bring the living out of the dead. In the Hijaz region, when branches from the mar and afar trees are rubbed together, they spark like a natural fire starter. Desert travelers use these branches to make fire. The one who gives something completely opposite to a tree and brings out fire from it can also give life to a rotten bone and resurrect the dead. The verse also contains scientific hints. Some scholars say it also refers to petroleum. Oil comes from plants and trees that decayed underground, underwent chemical changes, and transformed into fuel. The one who created the heavens and the earth, can he not create humans again after they have died? Of course he can. He is the one who creates every single thing perfectly and knows everything fully. When he wants something to happen, he only says be, and it is. Glory be to the one who is free from all imperfections and partners. In his hand is the full ownership and control of everything, and to him you will all be returned. Allah does not need tools, materials, or time to create. His command be Kun is enough. This verse explains the unlimited and immediate power of Allah. The one who created the heavens and the earth has the power to create generation after generation of humans until the end of time, and also to bring all of them back to life after death. He creates countless beings and countless events every second. He creates based on his limitless knowledge. Nothing happens randomly. When he wants something, he does not need permission, waiting, or assistance. He simply says be, and it becomes reality immediately. And one day he will also say to us, "Return to me." At that moment, no human and no creature will be able to resist. Just as we became alive when he said be, and just as we died when he decreed death, we will rise again when he commands return. The surah ends with the concept of malakut, the absolute ownership and authority of Allah. Everything belongs to him. Everything is under his control, and the return of every single soul is to him. This final verse is the seal of the two great themes of Surah Yes. Tawhid, the oneness of Allah, and Akira, the afterlife. In this video, we have learned Surah Yes together with its tafsir. Inshallah, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, turn on the notifications, support us with your comments, and like the video. May Allah reward you.